Hey, everybody. How's it going out there? There, we got a couple in there. How's it going, everybody? Jimmy Crow, what's going on, man? Just got your package in the mail, and I opened it up. I need to do a little bit of research and watch those videos that you sent me, but it does look really sweet. Having a hard time deciding on what I want to sharpen tonight. I think I'm either thinking between this going the Delica here, and I'm kind of thinking about doing the Holy Nerd. Not too sure. Does the audio sound any different over there, Jimmy? I said, to what part, but I got your package, and definitely looks pretty sweet. But I'm trying to figure out, well, I guess I asked like 3 different things right there. I think it's gonna go ahead and do the Delicate tonight. Think about if we have time, we might get that Holy Nerd on here and sharpen up some Cut tonight. But we'll start with this BG10, see what we can get accomplished on it. 10 people in the chat so far. Appreciate it. How's the sound? How's the sound quality? I guess you could say. Well, Lanyard man sent me a new mic, and from what I can tell in my testing, it sounds like it's pretty good. That blade angle looks great. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a big helper on that. So we'll see. Have this thing set at 15. See what we're. Sounds great. Good. We're definitely cutting some. Yeah, I got a whole new mic set up now, and I feel like it's definitely making a good difference. I feel like all that static and real buzzy stuff is gone. Hey, Rick, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see you back. Appreciate it. I really do love Sharpening VG10 too. It's a awesome seal to work with for what it is. CJ like stuff. Howdy, howdy. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming back and watching. Really do appreciate it. So we got this thing mocked up, set at 15 degrees right now. This is definitely not my first time sharpening this one. This knife has a pretty cool backstory too. This was the first knife that Jimmy Crow actually influenced me to buy. So this was another one of those Matco tool truck finds. And for I think the $30 I paid for it, I think I definitely got a steal of a deal. Had some nicks and dings, and it was real dirty. Took it apart, cleaned it up, sharpened it up, and got a whole new knife now. Got a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip on it. This thing's rocking and rolling. Man, we got 6 likes already. That's what's up. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Jimmy Crow. Roto Rock. Billy, do you also freehand? Yes, I do. I freehand every once in a while. It's not my go-to thing, but I know how to do it. Not the most proficient at it, but I do it sometimes. But it's one thing that I'm going to be working on this year. Edgy name, I appreciate it. It definitely is. Austin, Texas. Hello. Hi, sweetie. Come on.
Oh, so good.
Here you go. Here you go, honey. Help, little one. Sandra Isabel Munoz Garcia. Hello, Coyotes. What's going on? Appreciate it stopping by. Hey, Nick, what's going on, man? Yep, it was a kind of a spur of the moment thing. I had a short, but it took forever to upload for some reason. So here I am. Let me know if the audio sounds better. Jimmy said it sounds pretty good. Lanyard man, Steve Weigel, he sent me over a new mic today, and I feel like it's definitely making a difference. Pretty stoked on it. What's everyone's favorite stone? My favorite stone is going to be really the only one that I do have. I don't even know where the heck did I put it, but it is a oh, here it is. I'll just go ahead and show mine on here now. So this is a Sharpal. It is a diamond infused whatever bonded stone. It's got a 325 coarse grit and then a 1200 grit on the other side. Comes in this nice little carrying case, and it definitely gets the job done. Great little diamond stone for under $40, I think. So you really can't beat this one. But that's what I tend to go for. It cuts good and relatively cheap. So can't really beat that. Just got my Sage 5 and Rex 121. Really? That Barbie doll?
It can go there.
Okay. Go play, honey. Just got my Sage 5 and Rex 121 in today, and also bought a Reich Cybertrix and prototype Civivi Cogent. So the wallet is hurting. Yeah, I could definitely see why the wallet would be hurting. The of course, that's Sage 5 and Rex 121. I'm really torn on that. Really would love to get one of those here at some point in time. That is for sure. At a small level, some adhesive padding under the holder. I've heard nothing but good things about them. Knives, I guess. If I only had one stone, it would be a 320-degree diamond. That is a good assumption there, and a great pick too at that. Those 320-degree diamond, that'll give you a really good edge. That's for sure. So it turns out Knife Center is sold out of Little Temperance trees. Oh, no way. They were just on sale too. So I figure somebody snagged all those up before you could get one. That sucks. That really sucks because that would have been a good one to have too. I was looking. I don't even know where the heck I was looking at. I don't think it was Blade HQ. I'm not sure exactly where I was looking at, but I know they still had some. But I know they at least had some in like the standard variety and not have your stone ever get clogged on your work sharp? Not really. I know some people use water on them to try to bring them back, but I would say no. Ground Fog, what's going on, man? Really do appreciate it. King DRN, what's going on? There we go. I watched the comments off my daughter's iPad, and it kind of froze on me for a second. So now we got it going again. Now I can see the chat. Hawk Slings, what's up? What's going on? Brian Kerr, how's it going, man? Ground Fog's in the chat. And Andrews, hit the like button, folks. Really do appreciate that, Ground Fog. what steel is on that. This is in VG10, so it's a you know, pretty decent stainless steel that Spyderco uses on their more, not even going to say budget end, but you know, lower end of the spectrum Seki City Japan knives. I think I wore out my 320. That is definitely a possibility, and I'm thinking that this one's almost on its last leg. I almost feel like the 800 somewhat cuts better. But you can definitely buy these new blades for cheap, and you can also get like I think Gritomatic sells them. It's like a 4 inch by 1 inch holder that you can actually get for this setup, and of course, then you can really get a wide variety of different grits. I mean, heck, you could probably go from 180 all the way to 4,000 if you wanted to. So that would be pretty cool. People talk about Benchmade's prices, but nobody talks about some of the Spydercos that are pretty outrageous. The Shaman and Bodacious are way overpriced. I definitely agree with you on that one. So the Shaman, it is an awesome knife. Definitely give them that. I would never pay full retail price for this. I got this one on Black Friday, and I think it was right around $220. So that was definitely a big savings. I think they're over 320 in some spots. This is the one with black canvas micarta, and it also has CTS XHP steel on it. So it's a good one, that's for sure. The Bodacious is definitely expensive, especially for the standard S30V. I couldn't imagine if they came out like a sprint run, they'd want $400 for it. I don't really understand it. $100 overpriced for sure. If they were right at the $220 price range, I feel like they would sell all day. I got some lapping paper to use on it, but I think it needs some more aggressive paper. Yeah, I've heard of that lapping compound or lapping films. I think that's what they were called, like 3M lapping films. I never had any experience with it though. Mark M, what brand would you recommend for an out the top, like an out the front auto? The new Kershaw live wires are really sweet. I seen that CRKT just made one with Hogue. I think it's called the Twist Tie, TWIST It should be out soon. But yeah, I would look at the Kershaw live wire. That one's really sweet. And for like $230, you get Magna Cut blade steel, aluminum frame. It's just really, really great knife too. And the actuator is really good. Wasn't the Shaman $170 when it first came out, and the Bodacious just doesn't even have any contouring on it at all? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm not that new to the knife game, so, or I guess that far back, if that's what you want to say. But I do know it was definitely a substantial amount cheaper. And yeah, the Bodacious is just flat G10. You do get a little more blade because the finger choil is gone, and the little nubbin right there, it's also waxed off there. And it's all, yeah, it's just more of a, I don't know, it's a flat boat, a flat Shaman, I guess you could say. Mark M, the algorithm brought me here. I appreciate the heads up. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Really do appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, subscribe, keep coming back for more content. I did see they made a launch iridium. I was looking at the new videos tonight. It just came out on my drive home, so I was watching the Knife Center. That's my favorite knife retailer to watch. David C. Anderson, those guys over there are really awesome. I'm pretty sure Shabazz said it was overpriced then. He probably did. Nick Shabazz is another guy that I've watched ever since I got into knives. I don't think he does as much as he used to, but he's a really good one. He's no nonsense, just a great guy to watch and learn from. I guess he was kind of my inspiration to do disassemblies on knives. Let's see some freehand, Holmes. Boblin de Goblin. We definitely could, I guess. Let's get this one flipped over here. So we're at 320. Let's see if we can nail the other side somewhat. We'll get the freehand out and we'll switch it over to 1200 and put it on the strop and see what we can get. How long does it take you to raise a bird on VG10? I feel like it shouldn't take that long. Well, I feel like I'm not doing a very good job. I'm reading a lot of comments too, but I'm also kind of putting a new, edge on it. I think this actual stone is a little bit wiped out, but there is definitely barely any edge at all on this thing, if there is any at all. Maybe just a little bit micro burr on it. Titanium Justin, what's going on? I have trouble sharpening my Para 3 on that system. What can I do to sharpen my Para 3 on this setup? So that is another very good question. Snail Trail Dale. So I just sharpened this pair of 3 lightweight on this model, but in the same kind of sense here, you're going to want to angle the blade, and like this left side of the clamp is going to be barely clamped on to this left side of the blade. And I guess more closer to the tang, I guess you could say, towards the finger hole, you're going to have the knife in there, somewhat parallel to the sharpener. So it's just kind of a way to do it there. But yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially on the pair of 3. I feel like I struggled with it. It took me 2 days to really get one dialed down. Daily pocket reviews. I need to get one of these sharpeners. They are really cool. This is a great system. Just do a couple more on this side. But yeah, this is a really good one. What you doing, sweetie? The little Carryandcut brought over the doctor kit to give me a checkup. Does that answer your question, Snail Trail? I'll try to throw it on here. I just struggle when you get out here closer to the tip. Nola Southpaw, yo, how y'all doing today? Thanks for stopping by, buddy. I feel like you struggle most with the tip, and I feel like that's really just because of the distal tapered blade on it, how it, comes down to a thinner point all the way down at the edge. I feel like that really does make a big difference on these knives versus some other ones. It moves so much doing it that way. Thanks. I've tried using washers, but that's crazy too. Yeah, I mean, I'd say if anything, you could use a little piece of electrical tape on the blade. That might help you kind of raise that angle up to the right amount. But it's just kind of it's just something you'd have to work with. Have you tried the Work Sharp Pro? I feel like it's more sturdy than the regular version you're using. I'm sure it is. There's definitely a lot of flaws with this system too. Definitely not saying that there isn't. But yeah, I've had this for almost a year now, and for the everyday person sharpening, unless you're super nitpicky about it, you're going to be able to create awesome edge angles and extremely sharp knives at that. So I wouldn't be sharpening like professional, like charging people with something like this. That's more of a. But of course, you can get upgrades. You can get whole entire base weights. You can get supports here, or you can just get the real big fancy one, and makes a big difference. Thanks, sweetie.
All better.
Thank you, honey. My little one gave me a Band-Aid, so now we're in good shape. I have a Worksharp Pro. That's a great system, Jimmy Crow. I'd say just mess with it, Snail Trail Dale. Just mess with it and see what works best for you. I feel like it's... No, I can't put the bracelet on.
Why?
Because it's in the video. Just mess with it, and you'll find out a way. Like I said, the first day that I sharpened that pair of 3, it really bugged me the way it turned out. So I ended up sharpening again the next day, and I was able to get a lot of the different edging, the different variances in the edge out. And I feel like it really just depends, what angle you're set at too. That's going to be a big determining factor. I feel like mine was set to a extremely low edge angle from the factory of like, a crazy low 14 degrees. And it really took a lot. I don't want to say I reprofiled it, but I just set my gate, set it to 15, and it just took a while, but a little bit of patience and got it figured out. Carryandcut, just saw you were live, got to run, just wanted to smash and hit the like button, boost the algorithm. You're the man, Neil. Really do appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, Neil. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Always great to see you, as always. I just tried and it holds. I'm just have to be easy doing it. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, not a problem, but really, bye, honey. Really crank down on this fastener too, you know what I'm saying? And, I always try to hold up on the, always hold the sharpener, keep a little pressure on my thumb right here. But light pressure on the stone, let the stone do the work is going to be a big part of it. But it's just one of those things. Do I have a sword? No. The closest thing I have to a sword would be like a 8-inch fixed blade. I whip my stones down after sharpening each side. That's a very good one, especially for decontamination. Man, that was a hard one to get out of there. Of course, some people use water on these, some people use oil, whatever else you want to go for. But I find that just cut and dry works pretty well for me. I know your mileage may vary, I guess. You can do whatever you want to do. That's a beautiful part of it. I dry cut. That's what I do also. I tell you what, after we sharpen this one, we'll go ahead and get one of my cheaper knives out, and we'll dull the edge up, and we'll try to bring it back on the stone and see what we can do on the freehand stones. I've been telling myself that I want to get better at it, so you might as well go ahead and give it a try. And do the dang thing. Whoop, fell off. That's another thing you don't want to do is fall off the edge, not paying attention to what you're doing. And sent that thing right off the tip of the blade. What's your sharpest knife? I just sharpened this PM2 in Crewwear last night, and this thing is incredibly sharp now. Super sticky edge, 600 grit edge, finished on a 1.5 micron strop, and this thing is incredibly sharp. Any knife can get sharp. That is 100% certain. It doesn't matter what the steel is. It could be the junkest surgical steel that you've ever heard of, and it'll definitely get a. I tell you what, Jimmy, don't be shopping on any TRM websites anytime soon, because I want to send you something else that you might want to look at before you make any rash decisions. But Raw Dog Randy, what a name! That you are definitely right on that. A knife is only as sharp as you make it. Yep, fell off the end again. Hold on 1 second here. You okay, honey? Okay, you okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you get the gate shut for the doggo?
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's okay. I believe it. The gate up top you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Helping the little one out. She's down here hanging out with me again tonight. Sorry about that, guys. So what degree is he holding? So right now this is 15 degrees. I really wouldn't say this is a reprofile of any sort. I've sharpened this knife here previously on 15, just give it a nice little touch up. But MC, this is a 15 degrees on the Work Sharp Precision Adjust. Still on the 320, we're about to switch over to the, how long does it take to sharpen that size of knife? I mean, it's really however much time you want to, devote to it. If you're real picky and you want to get, an apex on both sides, then it could take you, it just depends on what edge you're going to at the same time. I don't know, you could probably whip it out in 10 minutes, less than that. It depends on what kind of system you're using also. If you're doing a freehand stone, I imagine you could probably whip it out real quick, I'd say that, freehand's going to be a lot more efficient than one of these fixed angle systems. Obviously, there's no real setup and prep time. You just kind of go to town on a freehand system. Normal stones, I guess you could say. But that Crewwear, I did a whole entire edge, reprofiled the edge, took it from whatever the heck factory angle it was and set it at 15. And it took me, I'd say, probably an hour and 45 minutes. Of course, I'm stopping to read comments and look at everything else too. So hopefully that answers your question there, Scott. Working construction my whole life, I would rather have a good working edge than a razor edge. That's for sure. I like a 600 degree edge a lot. You can get a lot of good use out of it. Even the 320. I mean, 320 still gets, crazy sharp too. Scoot, not Scott. Scoot. Well, Scoot, did that answer your question? My apologies, buddy. Sorry about that. All right, we'll go ahead and run this one up. Flip sides here. So a nice little burr going again. We'll put this one on the ceramic. We'll put it on the strop. And what steel? Flytanium. What's going on? This is VG10. VG10 Delica 4. I think VG10 is, we use that exact sharpener here in the office. Really appreciate you stopping by and watching. That is awesome. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. The Flytanium, you guys are awesome for sure. I really want to check out that arcade one of these days. I haven't been able to check it out yet, but I imagine it is really awesome. I'm actually rocking, I think these are Flytanium brass scales on this one, on my PM2 right here. These are really, really nice scales. You guys knocked it out of the park with this one. I think these are actually the crossfade too. But I just did a little kind of a rebuild on this one last night here on the channel on the live stream, and turned out really good. Yeah, not a problem, man. This thing is sweet. Turned out great. Really do love the black pot clip on there too, and the black hardware really makes that brass pop. Black liners, thing is sweet. But thank you, appreciate that. I've never had Delica. How do you like it? A Delica is super awesome. Smaller knife, really great, really great. You can't get wrong with Delica, and I think they're still around that $100 price range, especially for the VG10 models. Really can't beat it. How does one know what they are sharpening their blade at a specific degree when sharpening freehand? It seems impossible to determine the angle you're sharpening at with the naked eye. I'd say you could, experience. That is really the only way to do it. Your 535 is sporting copper crossfade scales. Is it? Oh, that one. That's my these ones right here. The whatever Osborne. Yeah, these are sweet. I need to go ahead and put these back on too. I switched over to the green ones for a little bit. But Jimbo Bannisters, thin blade stock, super slicey. Yeah, the Delica is definitely one that you can't go wrong with. It's a great one. But thanks for stopping by, Flytanium. Everybody else, really do appreciate all the support. We got how many likes? 27 likes. Yeah, this is the ship. This is a Jimmy Crow special right here. Shipwreck copper. We might be able to go ahead and put that knife together too. That would be a good one. Let me know what you guys want to see. Do you want to put this 940 together, or do you want to see a little bit of freehand sharpening? Probably don't have time to do both, but we could definitely get one of them done. We could do a little more sharpening, or we can do a knife assembly, I guess you could say. Disassembly and rebuild. Got to go home now to eat. Thought I'd stop by and say hi. Good luck. Thanks, Flytanium. Really do appreciate that. And hopefully one day I'll be able to work with you. That'd be awesome. But thanks for stopping by. Really do appreciate it.
Are you done yet?
Not yet, baby. What do you want to do? Stay down here, honey. I want to see the 940 go together. I've been thinking about swapping scales on mine. All right, Bradford Nielsen, let's do it. We'll go ahead and throw the Jimmy Crow Special 940 scales back on it. They can be tricky to they can definitely be tricky to put back together, especially the first time. But once you do it a couple times, it's not a big deal at all. They're pretty easy to do, I guess you could say. A little bit of experience and practice. I had my Spyderco and my wallet in the back of my jeans, and I went to grab my wallet and my knife had come open in my pocket and sliced my finger open. Ouch. That is definitely not good. That's why I want to watch do yours first. Okay, we will get right on that. Almost done with this one. Do a couple more passes on this. We'll run this on the strop, cut a little paper with it, and see how we did. Of course, this knife really wasn't dull to begin with, but we took it all the way down the progression of stones. I guess up in the progression of stones. I really do like running the ceramic. If you guys have the sharpener, do you guys like finishing on the ceramic? I feel like I really like the somewhat of a polish it gives. Really shines it up. I mean, it's not a mirror polish by any stretch, but it's just a nice overall look of it. All right, let's get that out of the way here. And then we got a 1.5 micron strop, 1.5 micron diamond compound on this thing. I sharpen all my own knives as well, same system, but I can't see myself sharpening my Sabins or Umnums on. I'd rather send them in for a spot treatment. I really don't blame you there. I was looking at the, what the heck is that one? The one with the Tonto looking blade on it. Not the Umnums on, but the other one. And yeah, I was like, man, I would really hate to screw that up if I, because I've been thinking about getting a Chris Reeve knife here eventually one of these days, maybe this year. But how's the Chris Reeve like their warranty department? Like, can you buy a new blade from them? Like, is that a thing you can actually? I mean, I figure some brands you're gonna be able to, but I always finish on ceramic. You add a little water to the ceramic, it gets a little more polish. Huh? Interesting. I'll have to try that out. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely I've got a multitude of knives, and I've definitely could have bought one if I would have splurged on so many, I guess you could say. Audio check 1 2 Lanyard man, what's going on? How's it sound? Any better? I feel like it's definitely helped some. What was the question? Can you get a new blade? Like if you screw your tip up real bad or your edge bevels or something like that, messing up sharpening, can you actually send your knife in and like at least pay for a new blade to get put on or something like that? I figured, of course, they wouldn't just provide you with one, but can you actually buy one from them? I guess you could say. Place your order now and start putting the money aside. Okay, I definitely feel that the Delica is ready to go. That's for sure. So we got a 600-degree edge on there and 1.5 micron stropping compound. Okay, so that thing is ripping. Definitely ready to go on that one. Okay, so we got the 940 here. You could, but the numbers wouldn't match the original birth card. Okay, I guess that makes sense right there. I guess that's probably a good idea to use it. I can't think of what that is actually called. It's not the Umnums on, I don't think. I know there's the Sabinza, Umnums on. What's the other one? It's really escaping my head right now. I can't think of what the other model is called. All right, so we're gonna need some tools here, and of course, Nkosi. That's what it was. The Nkosi. That thing is sweet, and if I get one, probably want to get one of those. But Lantern Man, what's going on? Steven, does it sound any better? Can you hear any difference? So we got some Locktite going. We got the KPL. Can't ever forget about that. We need a T10. So I either you like to use the old Craftsman. I got a T9, and then the old bit driver dudes right there. I think that's probably going to be all that we're going to need. I placed an order for another Sabenza, and they hit me up 2 years after asking if I was still interested. Are you shitting me? I know that. I mean, obviously you can buy them from retailers, but I do know that you could get them custom ordered, I guess you could say, or whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and run this. Who was wanting me to do this? Bradford Nielsen. Are you still there, Bradford? Still watching? We're going to go ahead and start with taking out the pocket clip. Duke City Fishing. Hey, Carryandcut. What's going on, man? Really do appreciate you stopping by. Would you send me your scales and backspacers? The backspacer actually stays in this model right here. But I definitely can't do that, buddy. Sorry about that. I still use these green ones all the time. I swap them out back and forth. Sometimes I like the lightweight of the lightweight of the aluminum, but also like the copper also. Okay, so there's like 4 different size screws on your 940. Nkosi is nice, but Sabenza is nice. The Zan is the bomb. Truly lives after its name, the boss. That's for sure. So one thing, Bradford, to keep in mind, you have like 4 different screws lengths in this actual knife right here. So I've got a lot of use on mine. My anodized backspacer is like not even purple anymore. Of course, they're T6, so make sure this long one at the back goes all the way through the knife. So as long as you just keep track of what you're taking apart. Of course, this is going to be the back of the axis lock mechanism. I'll tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and take the blade out of here? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way first. I'm going to push this pivot right out of here. Should be able to. Just like so. All right, pivot's gone. Now hold back on. Okay, so the blade's out. Just simple as that. So we're going to reassemble back to this exact manner, and then we're going to put it back together. So let's go ahead and take everything out of it now. These little screws are the really tiny ones. These are ones that give people the most problems. They have barely any threads on them, if you can see. They are really small, and these hold the back of the axis lock assembly in place. All right, so those, we know where theirs are going. All right, and these hold the front of our axis lock assembly together. Unfortunately, I'm an master automotive technician, so Snap-on owns my soul, and I have every tool known to man. Yeah, I hear you there. I worked with a good buddy of mine, and he was the Snap-on man. I work in I'm a paving foreman for a construction company here in Southeast Ohio, but I help work on the asphalt equipment in the wintertime, and we get the Snap-on guy coming in. Do you have, Bradford, do you have the 6-inch adjustable wrench? I can't even think of what the heck you want to call it, but it's a really awesome. I carry mine every single day. All right, so now we got some stuff going apart here. We got, of course, the 2 scales. The backspacer is going to stay on this one. We might as well just take this thing all the way apart for your sake, since you want to see it. Sometimes it helps to have a multi-tool. I had one sitting around here somewhere, but no, I have not joined anything, at least on the Chris Reeve fan page yet. I'm in the TRM fan page, but not the Chris Reeve. Okay, so we got one Omega spring. I have never broke one of these things either. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay, and those are have to be indexed the correct way if you've never taken it apart. Ohio, Cody Prisoner, Ohio. I'm also from Ohio. Yep, I'm in the southeastern Ohio region, about an hour outside of Columbus. All right, so we might as well just keep, well, I guess we could take it out of there, but there's real no sense. We'll just keep that little dude in there. It's a stop pin. Really nothing going on right there. But yeah, the cordless ratchets are the bomb. They really are cool. I have a snap-on half-inch impact. Of course, I got the drill, half-inch drill. I got the grease gun. I got a couple things. A lot of those were just good buys from my good buddy I was talking about, but he hooked me up with a couple things. But I carry a 4-inch slip joint pliers every day, then my 6-inch adjustable wrench, and that 6-inch wrench is the coolest thing ever because it opens up to an inch and a half, inch and a quarter, and I'm telling you what, I use that thing every single day. Do you think the 940 is overrated at this point? I'm sick of seeing them regardless if they're good knife or not. Um, I don't know. I feel like they're definitely overshadowed. I feel like if you've never had one, then I could see why you would definitely see why you would say that for sure. But they're definitely great knives. It's one of those classic designs, that is for sure. So okay, we're gonna go ahead. So we're gonna build our cage first, right off the bat. That's gonna be our first important part. We're gonna slip our Omega springs back in. These are just gonna go right up in their little holder right there. Not too bad though. Did I mention that I'm from Indiana and I'm pretty sure we're gonna spank Ohio State on the 20th? Yeah, right. Get out of here. If you guys beat me, I'm buying you dinner this year, Jimmy. All right, so now we got that Omega spring back in. Go ahead and lock that dude right in there like so. Yeah, this is a 940 over the bug out. Ooh, well, that's going to be a good one right there for Jimmy to get in on. Okay, so this is where it's a little bit tricky. These tiny little screws. Yeah, definitely remember that, Jimmy. Hold me to it. Tiny little screws go in the back of the mechanism, I guess, and the front too. Um, so you get one side started. The other side's when it gets tricky, when the other scale's on. There's a little bit of tools you can use. You're kind of not really prying, but once you feel them grab, they're good to go, like so. And then the backspacer, it can be a little bit tricky too, of course. It's just one of those things. Because see, when you go to put the other scale on, this side of that access lock assembly is obviously laying down. It's got to be pushed up into position when you're actually going to assemble the knife. So we kind of have to sandwich this all together and make it do with what we got here. So the longest screw goes all the way through the backspacer. Let's go ahead and put this middle one in first, if possible. Yeah, the 940 is definitely not a slicing machine by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely meant to be worked. Get this dang thing started in there. See, if your backspacer falls out whatsoever.
Daddy,
What, sweetie?
I want it in my cup.
You want flavor?
I didn't say water.
I got
I just said water in its cup.
Okay, honey.
And then I can hear it.
You need help? Okay. I need an intermission real quick. Got to go help the little one. So hold on 1 second. Hold that thought, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. Had to had to go give the little one some juice. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, though. Hopefully, you're still watching Bradford. Bug out every day for me. But that's just me. I have 940 and I like it also. Okay, so if you can see that in there, obviously the other side of that mechanism is going to be sitting the wrong way in there. And that's what we got to fix up. So, and another thing, your backspacer might want to trail down a little bit. Go ahead and try to push that up into position. There's a lot of little bits and bops of this knife that can kind of get in your under your skin, I guess you could say. Okay, so that's all the way nailed down there. Now we just need to put our other two little. I just seen that wedge thing you gave me too, Jamie. What did I do with that? There's all sorts of little parts that you can get. So who did you purchase the scales from? That is a question for Jimmy Crow himself. He actually lent me these scales. Good evening, knife nerds. How's everybody doing? Big hams. Appreciate you stopping by and watching. So this is a really cool kit. It's called ODC. Well, it's from ODC for EDC. It's all about crossbar locking knives, and it just helps you get your pivot back in, I guess you could say. So really cool design there. So anyway, you put this little wedge down in there, and it pops that scale back up into position. So now we should be able to successfully install these little screws in here without banging your head off the wall trying to get them started. And once you get one going, now you can screw this other one in like so. I want to rock a bug out. I put the tagged outward Bel Air in my pocket. Bug out is a sweet knife too, though. It's of course, I'm not really a big fan of the standard scales that came with it, but Jimmy Crow hooked me up with these awesome whatever you want to call this. It's like a lightning ano titanium scales for this bug out, and this thing is a super awesome knife though. They're I want to say they're underrated because everybody and their brother has one. I got the bailout, bro. G is fire. Yeah, the bailout. That's the out the front automatic one, isn't it? That thing is definitely sweet. So my 940 blade has seen better days. I've done a lot of freehand sharpening on this thing, screwed up the edge bevels like you wouldn't believe, and now it is pretty sharp. Probably wouldn't hurt to put it back on the sharpener, but well, sharp enough to almost cut me right there. So if words of advice, if I have any, I'm going to tell you the Osborne was hands down the best I've ever owned. Red, the copper Osborne of Cut. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got a green bug I'd gladly sell somebody. Yeah, that is cool. And so if there's any sort of advice I could give you, definitely put a little bit of a lube here on your blade. Yeah, and that'll hold your washers on, which is super important for this next step. That is the only thing that's kind of tricky on these knives is getting everything lined up the way you need it to be. So you got to start your pivot. Of course, these are going to be whatever I call captive, indexed on one side. So you got to find out which side is going to be your square side, which looks like it's going to be this one right here. Maybe. This kind of gives me troubles sometimes getting the dang pivot started where it needs to be. I'm really bad at remembering what side the pivot comes out of. There we go. All right. So we got the pivot started in there. We just want to have it barely started. If you guys check out some of my really old videos, I have Jimmy Crow's, I think his whole collection of bug outs on my channel actually. So that's a pretty cool one right there. All right, so we got the pivot started on the one side. You're going to want to pull back on your lock bar somewhat. See if we can get these bronze, phosphor bronze washers started with the blade. Of course, you got to get it kind of pushed down in there. The tolerances are somewhat tight. Always fine to use your little snap-on screwdriver right there and see if we can push these down into position somewhat a little better. And it helps if you can get a T6. Of course, I probably won't be able to get that other one down in there. Well, and then my pivot fell out. So it's going to be one of those things that you just kind of got to play with and have the right angle to dangle, I guess you could say, to get it going quite how you need it to. Hi, Ray. And see, this is where this kit comes into play right here also. You get these little dudes, and it actually holds your, you get the right size, holds your lock bar open like so. So you can actually use your hands to work on your knife, which is incredible. That's a must-have. Okay, let's see if we can get this pivot back in here somehow. I had it started before, so we got to be right there. What size is this thing? Somehow one of these, I'm glad I found those channel. Appreciate that, Nick. Thank you very much. Hey man, I love your channel, Killer Llamas. Really do appreciate that, buddy. We try to help everybody out as much as we can. I'm having a hard, oh shoot. What is going on here? I feel like I'm struggling just a little bit, making sure everything is lined up perfectly. That is the whole entire battle here. Making sure everything is kosher with itself. Gotta have some patience working on these ones. I feel like sometimes this thing almost hinders me a little bit. To try to not cut yourself at the same time. Come on, man. I just had the damn thing in there.
I think my Pika to play her.
Oh, don't pick your toes.
I know it's hitting it.
Okay.
I just looked at that.
Jimmy Crow, what am I doing wrong? There we go. I got something started. All right. There we go. So once you finally get the dang thing started in there, you can just go ahead and push it right on through. Take a peek. There we go. I got it that time. All right, now we can go ahead and, okay, you just kind of got to move it around, get your washers lined up where the heck you need them to be. That's going to be the main part of it. That thing is, what is going on? I feel like something is out of whack. The action is a little bit stiffer on these copper scales, though. I will give it that. Still work out good. They're just a little stiffer. It's not quite as smooth. I don't know if the tolerances are just a little off. I don't want to say they're off, but all right. So we got perfect blade centering there. Everything is pretty much tightened up. We might want to go through and just snug up one more time all the other tiny little bits and bops. I've been jonesing for some copper scales. Yeah, they are definitely sweet. Give the knife a whole entire new meaning, especially Bradford. extra weight really makes this thing feel like a whole entire different. Yeah, these washers are ancient. I've had this knife for going on I don't even know how many years now. It is definitely an older one. This was the first expensive knife that I've ever had. I think I got it over 3.5 years ago, and it's yeah. I think I seen a comment about a mini Adamas, and those things are sweet. Mini Adamas is a really cool knife. And then you throw on your. I really like the the clips that they put on the Benchmade bug out. These things are sweet. These mini deep carry clips. I feel like that one. This is a Lynch Northwest. This is a Lynch Northwest clip, and I like their clips a lot. They are gracious. I don't want to say sponsor to the channel, but they provide a lot of the clips on my knives for showing them on the content. So Lynch Northwest, if you're watching this, Casey, really do appreciate it. But I just love the look of this, especially the satin look on the blade with the satin on the clip itself. I love the OG 940 clip. Yeah, it's cool. I've lost this knife 2 times at work. Luckily, I was able to find it though. My wife would have killed me if I lost this thing years ago when I thought I did. But it just seemed to get caught on just about everything, and it probably needed a little bit, better retention. I guess you could say might have just needed a little bent back some, but it's this is one I just feel like it just wants to be lost for some reason. Seconds are the way to go most of the time. I go to Flytanium's garage sale and score some bargains. Yeah, I've seen their Applied Weapons Technology. They have kind of a second sale also. That seems to be like pretty legit. Guess. Yeah, when your knife is caught on everything, it gets annoying. Yeah, it really does. At that point, you might as well just get a fixed blade. You can clean it up.
No, you clean up.
Okay, I will. As soon as Daddy's done, I'll help you clean up, okay? Did Bradford, did you learn anything off that, I guess you could say? Can you you feel confident working on your 940 after seeing that? It really isn't that big of a deal. As long as you take your time, keep track of all your little screws, where everything goes, it's a breeze. Not a big deal whatsoever. Yeah, I don't ever just throw a knife in my pocket, that's for sure. I always seem to I always carry a little fixed blade with me too. At least I have been recently. I don't really think it's a pain, but it's just one of those things. But this is another take a lot of photographs during your takedown. Yeah, that's a really big one right there too, Jimmy. And Bradford, you're talking about work knives too. This Presidio 2. This is a really sweet work knife also. I feel like this is one of Benchmade's more underrated knives, I guess you could say. Super nice and tough. Of course, the S30V is good, but just super robust handles, nice thick blade stock. And yep, there's the most slept on Benchmade. That is definitely sure. This the Presidio 2 is a sweet one. I think I picked this up for $180. So really, affordable, I guess you could say, for what you're getting here. Really thick, nice broad blade. You're getting like 3.5 some inches, I think it is, a blade. Exactly 3.5 inches of blade for of course, S30V. Good stuff. I think it's like you're creeping up on 1/8 of an inch on the blade stock thickness too, so that's pretty good. This does have it's a GRN, whatever, that glass reinforced nylon. I feel like this clip would be sweet on the 942, but this does have black hardware, so I feel like that might be something cool to throw on there. But overall, you're a little over 1/2 inch thick, just really nice hand feeling grip. This is definitely a keeper, classic. And then yeah, I got the bug out too. So that's my that is my Benchmade. That is as far as my Benchmade collection goes right there. Just those three. I've actually yet to take this Presidio apart. I've only sharpened it. I put somewhat of an edge on it here pretty recently. Just put a 600 grit edge on it for using it at work. But this is more of a carbon fiber reinforced handles, or they call it. That does sound right. Kershaw is boss. I only have one Kershaw knife, I think. Can you guess what Kershaw it is? Out of those three, which do you recommend for EDC? I'm gonna say probably the bug out. If I had to say, it's gonna be a lot better slicing than a lot better of a slicer than a 940 would be. And the Presidio 2, it's a bigger knife, so it could really get in the way, of some day-to-day tasks. But I do like it a lot. These are the Flytanium crossfade scales. They're brass. One of my good buddies, Jimmy Crow, in the chat, he put this shipwreck actual camo, or whatever you want to call it, shipwreck patina on them. Here's your Kershaw leak. Gotta love it. Classic. That's the only Kershaw that I actually own at this time. But it's a classic. No, the big one, it's not an auto or assisted. It's this is a fully manual Benchmade. There's a mini Presidio. There is a mini Presidio too, and they actually make Applied Weapons Technology makes aftermarket scales for the mini one too. That's another good one. But I don't understand why they don't make scales for the full size one. Here you go, Jimmy Crow. No, the bug out is it's fully manual too. I don't think there is no assisted or there's not like that one. This one is actually in D2. So this is like some weird, I don't know what that called. It's like where there's two different blade materials, but it's D2 on the cutting edge, and I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, Nick, these are, I don't know what scales those are right there, but Nick, yeah, the TRM, definitely sweet. These are highly sought after. Got that one. And there's the big brother to go along with it. And if you guys watched the live stream that I had, or not the live stream, but the short that I did, starting off the video, we got the Bulldog to go ahead and match the set out. We gotta do it right here. So the Atom goes up top, the Neutron 2, then we got the Bulldog, and then we got the TRM Holy Nerd to even complement off the top there. So the Holy Nerd is a sweet knife. This is great. And the Bulldog, I like the action on the Bulldog better than Benchmade's. They call this a river lock, but the action on the Bulldog is second to none. Really great stuff. But yeah, we got a little bit of a TRM collection going there. Might as well sell some of these off and get one of those Chris Reeves I was talking about. That might be the next move. I'm getting some definitely getting a tiny little bit of a collection going, but I have a really hard time with parting ways with any knives for sure. But TRM, I can't say enough good things about that company. They are really cool people, and if you're glad to take one off your hands, that's for sure. If you ever want to invest money into a good knife company, TRM 7-Eleven knives, yeah, for sure. These are definitely some 7-Eleven knives. But yeah, TRM is a great company. They stand behind what they make, and they're a small in-house maker, I guess you could say. Everything they make is in-house except for their carbon fiber. They literally make everything. They machine all their own titanium. I mean, I don't know if they get their own G10, but they definitely machine it all their fasteners and everything. Everything is made in-house, and a great one. Calling your name, Jimmy. Kershaw makes the best American-made knives for the price. Your 940 is beautiful. My mini bug is a real nice slicer, but the Para 3 is a super slicer. Yep, Para 3 for the win. Really do love the yeah, pair of 3, awesome. 15V, loving the 15V. Yeah, this is the Purple Haze. Purple Haze fat, or not just the Purple Haze G10 is what they call this, and it is sweet. This is you know, fully 3D milled, contoured too, and it is a really cool, tiny little knife though. It is extremely small. I mean, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's a great little 5th pocket carry, but this is you know, great big blade. I can still get 4 fingers on it for the most part using that 4-finger choil. So if you're wanting a really cool little fidget friendly knife, it's not drop shut, nothing like that. You know, it's a of course there ain't much there, and TRM's blade stock thickness is, you know, next to nothing. So I'm trying to find where these are really cool scales too. So these came with put some of these dang things away here. Got a whole bunch of knives on the table. These awesome burlap micarta scales came on that Holy Nerd, and they are really sweet. Why don't we go ahead and pop one of these off? I'll show you how easy it is. TRM, this is another really good thing if you guys are not aware of with TRM knives, the fast scale swap ability, I guess you could say. So all you gotta do is take those 2 screws off right there, and your whole entire scale comes off the top. So that's that simple. The pivot stays intact, really nothing to mess with, nothing to turn around on, and all you do is pop your scale back on, and that is the same for every model except for the Bulldog. So the Bulldog, it has some more inner workings, of course, with that you know, river lock, crossbar lock style that they have going on. It is a whole different thing there. But as far as, you know, these normal, so right there, it was that quick, and you got a whole entire different knife now. So now we got the brown micarta Holy Nerd, I guess you could say, which, if I do say so myself, I really do like the
Daddy, guess
what, honey?
what? I got a jog gamble.
Good job.
I got jog gamble.
Good job.
I
Like
got
it.
jog gamble for journey.
That is cool.
The gamble.
What do you guys like more? Do you like the canvas micarta look, or are you liking the Purple Haze G10? Jim Cox, Kershaw used to sell factory seconds annual sale. I bought a couple of junkyard dogs with bimetal blades. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this one actually has the a bimetal. It's like 2 different. If you can see the 2 different gradients right there. It's, I'm not sure what the top steel is. No clue whatsoever. Yeah, the purple is pretty sweet. But I have something for this canvas micarta. It's really cool. But one thing I would say though, you have to be careful with these. You know, like on this PM2, how they did there. You know, they have full liners going all the way out to the edge side for stability. If you drop these, especially if you drop the micarta one on its butt like that, you might get a little bit of a chip. I dropped it one time and it started to chip a little bit. So yeah, the purple is definitely really cool. They actually hooked me up with those extra scales. Hillary over there at TRM, they're just awesome people. Upstairs? Okay, all right, Daddy, be done, okay? Nobody cares about the color. It's all cold weather handling and mud sand resistant blade quality. Well, this is a definitely more than capable knife. It's built to work and built tough. All these knives are. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for tonight. The little one's ready to go upstairs and hang out, so we're gonna go ahead and run upstairs and enjoy the rest of our night. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I really do appreciate stopping by and watching. Hopefully, we'll be able to make another live stream here soon. Probably won't be tomorrow. Maybe one day later in the week. Maybe this weekend. I do have some more long form videos coming up soon, so make sure you guys stay safe, and we will catch you on the next one. Appreciate it.
We're done? Huh?
Yep, let's go, honey.